Yeah, we're back again to talk about PPP. I think this is the fourth time that we're talking about this, and it probably won't be the last. But, you know, we're going to get into the specifics of the application. But I do want to just hit on some points because, as usual, there's just some information, misinformation, misunderstanding out there that I think everyone needs to be aware of. As we sit here today, the House of Representatives has passed a bill. That bill has extended the covered period, I believe, from 8 weeks to 16 weeks. Why that doesn't matter to me is because it still needs to go through the Senate. What I do believe is going to come, because the Senate version of the bill also has an extension of the covered period. So regardless of its 16 weeks, I've heard 24 weeks, I do believe that once the bill goes through and gets to the president for his signature, there will be an extension in the covered period. But what does this mean right now? Because as we know, several businesses are coming up to that imaginary timeline of 8 weeks. It means we're in a wait and see kind of approach, right? The good thing is, as we come to the end of the 8-week period, we still have an additional 30 days to get the application to your lender. So on top of that 8 weeks, you can tack on another 30 days. So that doesn't mean right at your 8 weeks, you have to immediately get this in, is what I'm telling people. I'm telling you to have some patience. Considering everything that's going on in the country right now, there may be a little bit of holdup. However, I do believe that we'll start seeing a lot of this stuff sooner rather than later. So I wanted to bring that to everyone's attention because I know the covered period is going to have a significant impact on not just how you calculate, but when you calculate, but more importantly, how you calculate these types of things. A lot of people that we've been talking to, business owners out there, are saying, hey, Josh, or Christina or Stephanie, I'm going to have excess. What do I do with that? I've heard rumors about a bonus. Can I bonus? I've heard things about spending money on American-made products. Let's take a step back from this and let's go back 90 days or so when this all started. And if everyone remembers when this all started, the spirit of the CARES Act was what? The spirit of the CARES Act was to keep everyone employed. There has been some things that have transpired since then. For example, public companies taking their PPP loans that have left sour and sent out information that has really distracted and in some instances scared business owners that have these PPP loans. I want to tell everyone not to be scared right now. I want to tell everyone that if you have used your expenses for payroll and non-payroll costs, I do not project you having an issue getting loan forgiveness. I think that our government will extend the cover period, which will allow for additional expenses to go into that. But if you're living in the fear of, I have to get this done, I have to get it immediately done, or whatnot, I don't want anyone to think like that. If you have a unique, specific situation, please bring that question up today. If you're not comfortable talking in a public forum, we will give you our information at the end. We're more than happy to do consults. Our consults, just so everyone knows, the first half hour is free. So there's 30 minutes where we, either myself, Christina, or Stephanie will get on the phone and we'll give you as much guidance as we can. Regarding loan forgiveness, there's a lot of tools out on the internet. I'm getting tools from other CPA firms to use. There's some concerns I have. Data privacy, okay? One of the things that we learned about with the stimulus checks is fraud increased in various ways of getting data. Don't just put your business data, which has payroll reports, your EIN number, up on something unless you know it is secure, okay? Let's talk about the application process too. The banks haven't set up anything. I'm hearing that some banks are gonna have a portal. I haven't seen anything from any of the banks that I work with, and they are mainly, you know, community banks of decent size in the Southeast. But more importantly, even the bigger banks that we have clients working with, we haven't seen a portal. The one rumor that I am hearing is that the top 20 largest institutions have hired the Big Four to come in and audit the applications. And by audit, I don't know what that means. Are they going to be nitpicky, or are they just going to be doing a sample to see if certain documents are in there? There is going to be a review. And the reason that there is going to be a review is the bank's fees are directly tied to the SBA processing these things. So keep that in mind. The banks have risk in not accepting their fees. So they're going to want to scrutinize or make sure that everything is in order. Going back to the tools that are out there, Intuit, which is QuickBooks, has a calculator. The AI CPA has a calculator that's available. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It takes some brain power to go through these things. It takes some time. I consider myself somewhat knowledgeable about finances and accounting and taxes. And I'm not going to lie to people. I have to think about certain things and situations. Every business is different. They're different on how much, when they received it, how many employees, what has transpired during the pandemic. Some businesses have decreased their full-time employee accounts. Some have increased. Different things have happened, and all of those have an impact on those businesses. So considering how important this is in removing debt from your balance sheet, I want everyone to take this very seriously. I think that, you know, the message that Shilts CPA wants to get out to the community is use us as a resource. That consultation is out there. But if you need us to do more, we are available to do more.